Hello, greetings and salutations. Welcome back to the BFC, where we go into the trenches of the trading world. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Happy Monday. Lots to talk about. A lot of enthusiasm out there. Before we go any further, I do want to mention this week's show is sponsored in part by Speed Trader. If you're an active trader like me, you know not every brokerage gives you access to the same opportunities. One thing I really like about Speed Trader is that it allows you to trade many OTC stocks, including caveat emptor and expert market securities that many traditional brokerages simply don't allow. And when you actually need help, a real person answers the phone. It's really a brilliant concept, isn't it? Their customer service has been outstanding, and that's something that's hard to find these days. So if you're looking for a broker built with active traders in mind, check out Speed Trader. So, yep, I've been doing that, as I've explained before, especially with the Eilish shares. All right, so yes, click your heels and call me crazy, but you know me, I like to double down on all these stocks that are in the mud. But I don't want to waste any time. And by the way, we were supposed to have Matt Dwyer on for ticker MAJI, but guess what? He had some things come up, and we weren't able to. I wanted to record at least something ahead of time just to give you guys an update, but he wasn't able to do so. But we will have Casey on to discuss operations and how things are progressing there. So stay tuned, as they say in the OTC. But let's bring in the man, the myth, the Canadian legend, Kiko Stocks. Hey, what's up, man?
Hello, man. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Is my sound okay? I noticed it was very low the last time.
You always sound great.
Okay.
At least with the headphones I got on. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
What an exciting time. Now we were, and I don't know, I think in the business world, it's been busy. I get these calls the last minute, like, I can't make it, I can't do it. Now you and I were going to have Oscar Brito of AFFU on again, and he got a hold of me like 2 hours ago. And by the way, I know I didn't tell you this. I forgot to tell you this. He can't make it. So to our advantage, he did record an update. That's what I was going to have Matt do. So you've been on this one a while. I've been on this one a while. So
yeah, I'm
just going to play it. And you could give me your thoughts on it. How about that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Guys, this is an update from president of AFFU, Affluence Corporation, Oscar Brito. He's been on the show before. He had a great interview last time. We put out a couple articles, a bunch of stuff on that. So if you're following on X, lots of due diligence there. Kiko and I have been, and Super Robot, we've all been covering. But here is today's update from Oscar Brito.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be back here with Eric, my good friend, at Buffalo Fireside Chats. Just want to give you a quick update. I was here a couple of weeks ago. Not a whole lot has happened, but I do want to confirm that we are on the path that we stated back in that we've stated in our press releases a few weeks ago in our shareholder letter, and also that we discussed with Eric. Basically, now we're finishing up. We're nearing the completion of the exchange agreement. We think the exchange agreement of our debt holders into preferred stock. We have basically run through the majority of the main points. So I'm looking forward to getting that done in the next few days, definitely in the short term. There's a couple of other new reorgs that we have in play that I think are going to be very, very good for the company. Everything, again, is just more aligned towards not just what we're trying to do is align the capital structure of the company for further acquisitions, which has been where we've been stuck for a little bit for the last few weeks. And, hopefully now we'll be clearing the path. We do look forward to clearing this, these items in the balance sheet and the restructuring with our partners, our investor partners, so we can take on a few acquisitions that we've been dealing with in the last, months that have been pending. Unfortunately, the LOIs that we announced some months ago, even though they're still pending, obviously every time, every day that goes by, it makes it more difficult to close. But in the case that those don't happen, we do have other companies will be lining up. And I am not saying that these deals are not going to happen, but I do want to be responsible because it's been a while, and we won't be able to re-engage them until this final chapter that has taken longer than we thought, just because of the complexity of the structures and the very many players that are involved. Just continue to drag. But like we've done in the past, like we did with the reverse and these steps that we're taking, and like I've done in other companies, we'll get it done. It's just just continued on. We just got to continue on our path and get it finished. So thank you very much for having me on again, my friend Eric. And I'll be back in the next few weeks, hopefully, to give you an update where we'll be able to say that what we've been talking about has been done. That's not the case today, but we'll definitely continue to work on it. And shareholders should definitely look forward to continued improvement of our balance sheet, so we can again take on the acquisitions and fulfill our growth forecast that we've put together for this year. Organically, we're doing amazing. Our Mingo Things acquisitions and divisions continue to do as we've expected. We look forward to a very, very good first half of the year. We're working on our financial statements to be delivered or presented, published in the next few weeks. I think our investors are going to be pleased on our organic growth on the deals that we have already acquired. But again, because we have such a good team on the operating side of these companies, my focus is again on the balance sheet restructuring and new acquisitions. So that's the one item that I keep talking about, because that falls right in my hands. But listen, we're still here. We're going to continue to push through. We believe every day that we have even a better company than we did the day before, and we're going to stop. We're not going to stop until we get to where we're going. So again, Eric, thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
So that's what we have from Oscar today. Your thoughts?
I mean, it sounds great, and I'm glad he's moving forward with that debt exchange. And we saw what it did. The deal that he cut on GNIS, the move was shocking. It was a great move. So, and AFFU is still in a place setup wise where it can just rip. So, if he does it right, it could be just fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to hearing about the closure of that.
I look at and Oscar Brito is not some schlep who this is his first go around. You look at the work that he did, with IQST, very successful uplist, and the stock had a nice run to it, and a successful uplist to a big board. And I think he's using a lot of that strategy, and he even mentioned a lot of his past alliances in the interview that we were on with him. So I think that his strategy is aligned. I think right now, getting that debt converted is absolutely crucial. And when you look at the share structure of this thing, the market cap is only 117,000. They do have a very high authorized share count, but once again, the held at DTC is 22 million. So I think this stock has the ability to really push north as long as the narrative of execution, and I've talked about this. I actually put out an article in regards to about the execution of what they're setting out to do. As long as that gets completed, that's what needs to happen at this point. I think he knows that. And he did touch on the acquisitions, and I got a good feeling that they're lining up more acquisitions. And like he said, it doesn't seem like the acquisitions are done, but they're just taking more time. And he says they're harder to close. The more time that passes, it's harder to close these acquisitions. So it's important that the capital structure now is getting aligned to execute those acquisitions. So I don't know. Does that seem about right to you?
Time to close, baby. We only deal with closers.
Let's get these let's get these deals closed. I agree. I can't agree more. Oh man. But yeah, so I'm just glad he was able to stop on and give us an update. And who do we have here? Oh wait, we got some comments here. Nikolai. And we have never get to catch these lives, but lucky me had jury duty today and got let go.
Yeah,
early.
Lucky you.
Lucky you.
Yeah. What was the case?
Yeah, tell us the
Wouldn't
juicy details.
That be the worst though? Like you're like, oh, it'll just be some traffic shit, and it ends up being OJ.
Yeah,
or something,
can you imagine being locked up for your months on end?
Months on end. You got, and then you're in the middle of like a race war on top of it. Like, oh my God.
You have to leave out the back door. Like you cannot, you can't just leave.
Yeah, like you're like, okay, I'm locked in for months. I'm here for a race war. I'm here, that. And then what do I get? Sandwiches? Like, what do you get? Sandwiches?
I don't know. I remember there was the rumor that you could order whatever you want for lunch within like reason. Like they send out their guys to bring your food back too.
Well, I don't know, but
I've never done jury duty. Never.
I got asked one time, and then I got out of it somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, I always had some ridiculously high number, and they never get to me. Like, oh, we got everybody who we need. Yeah. So, but yeah. Oscar is the money. Anthony Rose, good to have you. Don't count Oscar out. He's a smart man with heavy pockets. Here we go. I yelled guilty, and then they told me to leave. I guess.
Yeah. That's what I guess that's what you have to do, or like whatever type of person it is, like whatever demographic is involved in the case, be like, oh, I hate them. You know what I mean? That's how you get out of it as well. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's just funny stuff. It is funny stuff. So I just want to, I know, like, guys, we have a shorter show today just because, you know, we had a couple cancellations. Obviously, we can't have people live, which is what we love to do. We love to interview people and do some live DD from the source. But there are some stocks that we got to absolutely talk about. And
yes,
I wanted to, and we're just going to zigzag like we usually do, but I wanted to give a shout out to Technical Sniper. You know, this guy's all over, but he had a really good post today. And I just wanted to share this with you guys. 2027 will be 20 years trading the OTC. Being early in the OTC, you will be attacked from all angles. If the deal goes south, you are the devil. If you only post pump entries, you get called a flipper or a pumper, whatever it is. You know, if a long takes months or faces delays, it's the end of the world. All one can do is post entries in DD. Most will post and sit on the ass for exit volume, but history says you don't make it very far in this game doing so. I genuinely want everyone around me to win. Being excited for a stock isn't always necessarily pumping for me. The process of finding, researching, and building a new story on the OTC will never get old. Love that. Finding 2 to 3 tickers a year that do 10 to 20x, where everyone can win sitting at the same table, and building friendships along the way never gets old. Once you drop the ego and realize the market doesn't evolve solely around your entry, it begins to open your mindset to a community mentality, one where even the little guy wins. The sharks will always swim and the sheep will always be slaughtered, but living in your own lane somewhere in between is a great place to thrive. We carry onwards. And I got to say, like, I love that idea because I think, and I know you feel the same way, where it's like, it's a community thing too. And I see that, like, I've had some great calls. Like, this is the thing. And I'm going to want to get your take on it because this is the thing. And this is what sort of frustrates me. Have we had some great calls on the BFC where, boom, 1,000%, 800%? I could name a couple right now. I'm not going to do that.
Well, what about CCLX at Dub 5 right here?
Yeah.
Right here. You know?
Yeah. So
go ahead. Mr. Modesty, I don't want to name them.
All right. I'll say, like, Hollywell's ran 4 times since 1 penny, up to 20 cents, back down to 4, up to 16 on high volume. We have, and there's one, I'll talk a little bit about that one. I know you're going to talk CCLX later too, but think about that. And when you have an account like ours, where you're posting DD, you're going to have some winners, you're going to have some duds. I own them all. I don't care. If it's a loser, I'll admit it. If it's a winner, I'll admit. But you're not going to get the pat on the back, you know, when you call them right. But the minute you're wrong, everybody and their grandmother has an alt accounts come out of nowhere, you know, just attacking you, you know, and And I like to celebrate the wins. That's me, and I'm focused positive. What's your overall your opinion when it's when you're down in the trenches, when these calls go off and they pop off good? You've had some great calls.
Well, I've known that guy for 12, 13 years now, which is crazy, you know. And the one thing I would say, you know, and we've had our ups and downs over the years, as I think everyone does who sticks around, you know what I mean? But, you know, that's a guy who genuinely is excited for this. You know what I mean? Who still to this day gets a rise and gets charged up. And it's so easy to get jaded by these, you know, like some change of control or a merger will happen. And it happened to me on AMFN, you know, where I was like, oh, okay, another merger, you know, like, you know, and will we even hear anything again? Like, you get jaded, you know, or you see the same ticker do the same thing 100 times over a decade or whatever, you know, but, you know, that's a guy who, you know, his energy for this is just, you know, it's organic, like it's real. And, you know, I think you have to be at it this long. You have to still, get joy from it. You know what I mean? And I've had my over the last couple of years, like low joy for some periods of time. You know what I mean? Where there was a period of time where, I was just tweeting to literally myself, and no one cared. And they were doing meme coins and they were doing options. And they were doing that and this. But, at the end of the day, like I offer this. Okay. Like the OTC, maybe it's a bit volatile and maybe it's a bit slow. But nowhere else are you going to get the bonkers gains that you can get here with relatively limited, like if you're early to the game and you're paying attention to the DD and all that stuff, relatively limited downside or slow motion downside. Like you can pull the pin on stuff if you don't like it. And so when someone's like, I got crushed on this, it reminds me of like on Austin Powers. Remember when like the steamroller was coming at the guy very slowly and like the guy's like, no, like that's what you have to basically be to get bagged on the OTC. Like if you're uncomfortable, you can hop out. As where if you're doing meme coins, basically you're living in steam, like what is it, steamroller rain. There's just fucking steamrollers raining down. Like every time you buy right to zero, you know what I mean?
So, you can't blink.
And same with options. It'll be like Putin farted and you just got zeroed out on your shit or something. You know what I mean? So I would say this is still the best place to be. And I'm glad people are coming back and it's nice to see, a guy like that really maintain the passion for it. Because I do have it, and I gave everything up for this. You know what I mean? My job downtown, everything for this. And so it's been a depressing couple of years, but it's nice to see guys coming back.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting a good vibe that we're going to see a dollar volume surge in the next couple months and leading into fall, especially. And you mentioned, now I want you to talk CCLX, but first you did mention AMFN. Now, if this one slipped through your fingertips as an OTC trader, which for many of us it did.
I did well, but I was shocked at because it's sometimes tough to discern. Like there's people out there who'll be like, this is real. And you're like, okay, and then, but sometimes it is. And here it is.
Yeah. And so you have, and I want to give a shout out to, the OTC set guy. All right. Great account. Follow Chart Diligence. I had a fun interaction with him today. Is there a medical condition for people who get angry and rage out over an OTC trader who likes to use long-term charts to gauge whether or not the stock has secular headwinds or tailwinds? I call AMFN at dub 1. Deal with it. And he goes into this, but he goes, you do realize the longer this all goes on, the more the OTC set shines. And so it's a long-term pattern, and it's implying prices for these basket plays will drift higher and higher over time. And so, and I did tell him, by the way, congrats on an incredible call. And if let's say you were one person that just listened to him, all right, and you said, screw it, I'm putting into this. Yeah. You made out very, very well. So, and sometimes, so we put up plays. Some of my people don't, they don't nab everything that I do. Some of your people don't nab everything you. They may like some of your suggestions. Sure. They may not. But if you follow OTC set, and you said, all right, I'm going to throw a couple K at this, whatever. We're going to get a good entry here. Then guess what? You like the call, I would say, because right now I don't know where we closed on this one today, but 18,000%. All right, 18,000%. And sadly, others show signs of acute OTC envy disorder. This is AOED. And just so you guys are aware, the common symptoms are random outbursts in comment sections, allergic reactions to charts greater than 90-day 4 hours. I was going to put 2 hour, but I didn't want to get too unhinged there. But uncontrollable urge to explain why someone else's gains don't count because probably of their entry, and chronic inability to say nice call. And you know what? I think we should be patting each other on the back. You don't have to win it to congratulate somebody, but we personalize it. We always have to. It's psychology. If you don't win, you feel like it was a scam. Yet you see everybody, oh, it's a scam. What's a scam? Why? Because you had a bad entry. Because after it ran, now let's just say from this point, 18,000% up. Somebody says, fine, you know what? I'm gonna go in. And then it goes down to, let's say, 10 cents and consolidates there. They're gonna complain the whole ride. They're gonna complain the whole ride because they're down half their money. But I did want to give a shout out to OTC Sec guy. Keep doing what you're doing. But just this is a testament right here as to what can happen. And you just talked about this. What can happen in the OTC? This isn't the norm. This doesn't freaking happen all the time. But if you combine the long-term charts, the ownership of these tickers, the companies coming in, the share structure, the overall structure in general, how these deals are laid out, these things happen. And this is part of the reason why a lot of us are here. You've seen these, and there was a sub penny, so with dub one, but you've seen this happen before with a penny stock that goes up to 20 cents, 30 cents, dollars. And we saw that with AZRH last year. It wasn't the highest volume, but that stock did go from sub dime to dollars. So yeah, there's that. And like I said, this now has a market cap of $270 million. And look at the share structure for this, just to put things in context. You know, they have a standard OTC structure, 2 billion authorized shares, give or take, and a billion at DTC. So these share structures can move. So anything you want to add on to AMFN? I know, like, I did go through and pull their PRs. Guys, their last PR is definitely worth a look. And Small Cap Voice actually did an interview with these guys. It was a very nice interview. So go to their latest PR and check it out. Actually, go to the July 24th. They just put out a PR today. But I'm just going to slowly do this. So if you want to pause and read, I'm not going to get into all the details. There's a lot of people covering this one. But it's a nice PR. It's a nice PR. And what are your overall thoughts like on something like this, Keek? And then hit a CCLX if you could, that'd be great.
Well, and you see, something like this AMFN, it trickles into other things. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty of it. And I think that's the challenge, for people who are running companies. Like, you have to understand that, like, if you can do a good job and actually reward, like, if you can reward OTC traders and allow them to see some upside, they'll give you the world. They'll give you the world. You know what I mean? And so when you see these guys bomb out, still in dubs or whatever, it's just, they don't understand that, the OTC traders are the types who want to be loyal and want to want to buy a lot of it. And so when you dick them, they go away for a while. And so it's a really great thing. And you've seen it bleed into a bunch of other mergers, CCLX, VMHG, the guys that did the Empire, NFI Empire, so many other ones where people are like, hey, you're seeing them get into it on MBAR, EMBR.
Yeah.
You're seeing them picking away at DROP now, drop. They're saying, okay, if it's game on, it's game on. And, there's plenty of money to be made for these companies if they just allow OTC traders to get in the door and not be terrified. You know what I mean? And even their note holders or whatever, like, everyone can do well, more slowly.
Well, you mentioned
way
that.
better.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's, I think we've seen the dilution plays. We've seen perfect setups that go absolutely south because the debt lenders are for one reason and one reason only, to convert their shares to liquidate. That's it. And
well, look at like Niche, like NIC, he couldn't wait, got off the grays, and they were like, let's go, let's rock. And he couldn't wait. You know what I mean? And that's the difference, I guess,
So now CCLX, I don't know if you want to pull up the chart for that, but that closed up, what, 30-40% today or something?
Yeah, it's just nonstop. Let me pull it up.
Okay.
It's just nonstop.
They have a market cap of 31 million right now, and they're held at DTC is 86 million. So that's what's out there trading right now. So I don't know if you want to. Well, let me see.
Yeah, I'm doing
it. Yeah, it sucks when they just have no restraint, when they have no self-control, to where
Well, he just couldn't help himself. Like gray to pink. When they come off the grays, people are really open. They want to give it a shot, and to take the piss out of it, is still in dubs. It's crazy. Like talk about fumbling the bag. You know what I mean? Like it's just a generational fumble for these companies because all OTC traders have wanted to do was buy and hold and swing things. That's all they've always ever wanted to do. And so this cable clicks was a perfect example of this. And you can get into everything that's happening up here, and the DD you've seen floating around is phenomenal. But it just goes to show, like, when a change of control happens on a ticker, and you're down near the bottom of where it's lived all this time, right? Like it was always there. It was always around here. Like at any point over the past 5 years, you could have gotten out of it flat. And when you see something have a change of control like that at these levels, you got to try. You know what I mean? Because you don't know if it's going to become an AMFN. You don't know if it's going to become a cable clicks. You don't know if it's going to become a VMHG. You know what I mean? And we've seen these now, or an NWPG. And these are all just like late spring, early. This shit's still going. You know what I mean? Like these are all late spring, early summer, midsummer. And so when you look at these, and so what are we looking at right now that's at that level? M-bar.
Yeah. Right.
It has been floating around here for a bit. And what's funny is that people look, well, it's already high. Well, is it? Because I'm looking at at this. Where was that? Where was that price? It's on the daily chart. We'll go on the daily on that. Where was that price compared to M-bar right now? Dub 4. It's already high. Right? So
I look for clean consolidation. And a lot of times with these plays, a lot of times when you have change of ownership, you're going to get a nice clean consolidation. And with M-bar, I do see that. I see a beautiful consolidation happening. And unless it shits the bed and it's like, oh, no, we're done. We're taking everything out. No, I think it's a good consolidation point. So if you miss that initial run, it's always good to let things consolidate a little bit.
Right. And so
it creates an opportunity for everybody. That's really
and that was my thought process on cable clicks, was like, okay, you get, like, we're coming off the heels of this, like date wise, right? This had just American Fusion just made this great move. You could see it matched up there kind of, mid-late June. And it was like, why not find out? Because like, from my perspective, to do something like this versus get rugged on a meme coin, get rugged by, I don't know, the big board where they are ending the war every single day. Like, give me a break. This is it, man.
Yeah. And
this is the big show. And so, it's great to see people coming back, and cable clicks right here. Dub 5 AMFN is leading the way.
Yeah.
And there's more to come. M-bar, which we've talked about a little bit. And then Drop, which just got new owners. I mean, this is, just the beginning of maybe a couple of really great moves.
It's just, if you could just zoom back out on Drop. Can you just zoom back out on Drop a little bit?
Yeah.
So this is a prime example of how things just can retract and be bottomed out and create massive opportunity for somebody to make a trade.
Right.
I love it. these are the plays that you hunt, and you can't predict what's going to happen with them. You can't. You never know what's going to go in there. Maybe nothing goes in there. Maybe you're stuck. But you know what? There's always certain indicators. There's always change of control forms. There's always all the filings that happen on the OTC that when you see those things start to happen, like, all right, this may be a time for entry. This ticker may be making some noise now. So,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So, I think it's pretty exciting. And I think that this is something that we need to, pay attention to on more of them. And there's more of them coming every day. There's capital coming to the OTC right now. And I'm excited to see what's next with these couple of tickers, but not just with these, like so many more changes of control and mergers and stuff like that. It's great.
Yeah, no, I'm going to share one of mine. Now, this is the one. See, now I'm going to talk about one that I really like here. And you guys may have seen a tweet or two or many. I love this one because this is as OTC as that gets. And I say that because it has a huge bloated share structure. But guys, and I pulled this around like 3:00. More than $500 million in volume. We've had over $2 billion in volume in the last 6 trading days. So what does that tell me? That tells me insiders are buying and people are loading this thing. And that's just my opinion. But it also says they're doing a share buyback. All right. And they're going to retire them to Treasury. They literally PR'd that. They had a PR regarding their the property, and they just put this one out today. I just want to read through this PR because I really like this one. I think that if they do a proper, my things on this up here, if they do a proper share buyback, if they do, if they continue with the press releases, and if they hit this, let me just read this real quick. This is really remarkable. Black Dragon Resource Company provides investor update. Execution continues as company advances toward commercial operations. Our consultant is traveling over to a sand plant that is already assembled to check its potential for us to purchase. Once we purchase this sand plant, we will then move it to the property we have contracted and begin extracting sand. We also, it sounds really funny saying that, actually, like sand, but yeah, it's like, I heard some sand, but
they're at the beach.
Yeah, comes down into fracking. They're like, if you like juicy mining plays, this is right up your alley. We also wanted to give our shareholders some details regarding the property we have contracted. The details below will give shareholders more details on the property. Well, thank you. The property contains an estimated $1.5 billion in frac sand resources. The agreement provides for a 45-day closing period in which, should we purchase the plant we are viewing, will commence operations immediately. So we're literally on the cusp, and we're within that 45-day allotment to get this thing done. Supporting the acquisition is an independent engineering evaluation prepared by Lundquist & Company, LLC. The report included geological analysis, laboratory testing, and 7 core holes drilled throughout the property. Based on that analysis, the study estimated that approximately 50.8 million tons of commercial 140 frac sand product and approximately 64.7 million tons of total sand resources across the initial extraction areas. The engineering report also included API standard 19C testing with multiple samples demonstrating crush resistance and other quality characteristics comparable to establish commercial frac sand products currently serving the oil and gas industry. Management believes these results further validate the property's long-term commercial potential. And let's get to the, they mentioned here, concurrently management continues evaluating additional natural resources acquisitions. So we're talking about more acquisitions and executing its share buyback strategy and pursuing initiatives designed to position Black Dragon for future uplisting. So I know my computer froze, but you could hear me, right? As I'm going through this?
Yeah, you're not moving,
Perfect.
But we can hear you.
That's all right. I look like I'm biting my lip. But let's get to this. Our objective is to build an operating company capable of generating sustainable cash flow while creating long-term value for shareholders. Over the past several weeks, we have established new leadership, strengthened our capital strategy through our significant share buyback initiative. And I see the volume, so whatever, I'll just keep doing it. secured what we believe is an outstanding frac sand asset, and assembled the team necessary to move forward commercial production. At the same time, we continue pursuing strategic opportunities that could facilitate our long-term objective of uplisting to a higher market. While these discussions remain ongoing and no definitive agreements have been reached, we believe they represent an important component of our long-term growth strategy. We are committed to building Black Dragon the right way, with quality assets, disciplined execution, and a capital structure designed to create lasting shareholder value. We believe Black Dragon is entering one of the most exciting periods in the company's history. So I'll get to that one in a second. But yeah, I mean, think about that. I mean, it's unbelievable. I really like what I see with it, and I like how they're doubling down on their PRs, mentioning the buyback, and obviously the volume is pretty obvious what's going on here. So to me, and if they're talking about uplisting, I think they mentioned a QB first. That means the stock QB has to be what, 5 cents now, right?
Right.
So I mean, if they're buying back, if they're putting money, if they have funding to buy back and put money into the company, they're extracting sand, if they're getting their assets going and they're producing revenue and yada, 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 it looks like the stars could really align for this one. Can it? I guess we'll find out. We'll see if they're legit or they're full of shit. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So, yeah. So I don't know, whatever you want to talk about next. I'll let you grab one if you want.
Yeah, sure. I've been keeping an eye on the. Are you coming back, or looks like I'm taking over the show?
I'm trying to fix. I'm trying to fix.
What up, y'all?
You just keep going.
welcome to OTC Hood. You know. Hey, welcome to the show. Oh shit. Okay, this is it. Where my trade is at. All right, have we done enough shtick? Yeah, I want to talk about a few. The one that I'm interested in, and I'm seeing some more chatter on, is this IHAI. And these guys, they have battery tech that is one of a kind, and it's supported by patents that they have absolutely set in place for dual stage type of batteries. And I think that you can see they've been getting after it pretty aggressively all month. And once again, starting to curl a little bit here. And so there's actually some pretty good DD out there if you want to take a further look at it. But I'm going to say that this IHAI, don't be surprised if this starts really rocking and rolling soon. And if you start hearing from them soon about the status of their company, because I think that there's a lot going on there with IHAI. So definitely on watch, especially over the course of the month. Very keen on that one. Absolutely keen on that IHAI. We talked a little bit about MBAR, but I'll just tap on it again, because I this thing is like a huge shot of volume today, and looking to break that resistance. And when you're talking about like, is this resistance meaningful? This resistance is everything here. Like, it's everything here. You're talking about there's nobody home. You're talking about more than a decade, 12 years of resistance here. And when it's gone, like nobody that was here up here creating resistance is here anymore. You know what I mean? And so that team that's doing all the work, and they are really so solid. And don't be surprised if you start seeing the company profile get updated. Don't be surprised if you start seeing information about the share structure and the preferred shares getting locked up. This could be excellent. So those are a couple that I'm really looking at strongly right now. And this IHI is thin. 12 million DTC. They got the update out just the other day, talking about their technology, their power optimization, and new website coming. But most of all, these patents and their intellectual property strategy, and it's the law firm is the Sigma Law. You know what I mean? Sigma, Sigma boy. You heard this song? It's a Sigma Law. Where all my Sigma Chads at? We're looks maxing. Excuse me for that. But in all seriousness, they're going to be looking at their patents, and they might be needing to go after some companies on that front, because I think that there's a lot of potential upside there. So, those are the ones, and obviously on the CCLX, still potentially a lot of upside there. Watching it never stops, it seems. And setup wise, I mean, Mamma Mia, Papa Pia. And that's pretty much the exact same type of setup as drop. So we're going to be looking at these over the coming days, and I think there's really a lot to look forward to here. I don't know when Eric's coming back. That's cool. We'll just do our thing. Welcome to the show. Let's do a rundown while he's at it. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I do miss it a lot. Here's how I like to go through the tickers of the day. I go to current market, advancers, sort by all. Let me zoom in on this a little bit for you. Come on now. Advancers, sort by all. I use this dollar volume column. This is the most important because share volume really doesn't mean anything when something is a bag, shit bag, like HCMC, for instance. You'd say, hey, 26 million shares traded. Well, it's only $1,000. So what I like to start to do is begin to look through the tickers. If I've never heard of it, I open it up. And then if it's got really decent volume, I open it up. Bag. This is Frank's old baby. I don't know what he's doing with that. And so I don't like F stocks as much, and Americans don't really enjoy trading them as much anymore either because the fees are just ridiculous now. Bioadaptive's an okay day today. Haven't seen that for a while. Farting is something that you have to keep an eye on. It's FRTG. Some are calling it farting, which I know you'd probably say, like, are you sure about that? But I'm just telling you what they're saying on the streets, on Wall Street. They're saying farting. So, sorry. That's how the business works. That's how the business works. You know what I mean? So we talk on the street. That's how we talk on the Wall Street. Take a look at what else there's going on. It's just a little bit about the business. Farting. That's what we say. I haven't seen that for a while. MBAR 12 grand. Imagine this gets 120 grand, 130 grand. Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. Affluence. Still good. He's back. Hey.
Sometimes I hate StreamYard. Guys, sorry about that. And you know what? If it was anybody else, like if you were a robot, you guys could handle it. If it was anybody else, I'd be like, oh shit.
Well, you should have heard the stuff I was saying. Damn. I apologize.
I was getting text messages. This guy's he's unhinged.
They're calling me OTC Kramer. You know what I mean?
OTC Kramer. That's right. Oh man.
I did a Kramer.
I'm sure it was entertaining. For sure.
What is this?
RBRS.
Damn. Oh, this is the old T-Rex oil. It's changed.
Huh.
TRXO is now RBRS.
I did not know that.
Bioadaptive bouncing a bit. I haven't seen this one for a long time. Decent setup. Spready though. Farting is low. This came off the grays, and like this is crazy, bro. Look at this. 46 million at dub 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the market cap at still?
100 grand.
You love it. I gotta love it when that happens.
Yeah. So yeah. So did you wrap on BDGR there?
Yeah, I did. And so, like, you know, you get the idea of, you know, what I was saying with that one. I like that one. I think that's about it. Let's see, I'm trade. What about BDGR? I love it. And I love it because it's as OTC as it gets. If they're doing the buyback, you see the increase in volume. They keep reiterating the buyback in the press releases. They have a $1.5 billion frac sand property, which they're going to close on within 45 days. And you know what? And they're getting the extractor, the processing plant that they could move to that location. So to me, I think that it's a tangible play. I hope that they release the actual report from Lundquist so that traders and investors could read through the report. That's what I want to see. And I think if they do that, that'll really confirm and that'll solidify the excitement for investors. They'll be like, all right, this is real. And I could do the due diligence there. One thing that I do want to, if you don't mind, I'm going to share my screen right here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, what's going on here? Okay. Man. This one I like. You know, I've been talking about this one a little bit. And all the wrong buttons. All the wrong buttons today. But I do like this one. I've been talking about this one a lot. I talked about this earlier. It's set up nicely. And one thing that I will say, the share structure remains the same. When it ran to 20 cents, it was frolicking up in the teens. Guess what? There weren't explosions at the DTC.
No.
The exact same thing. 23,488,906, and it remains there. And so,
but let me just
like
interject real quick. You know, it's nice that they weren't having explosions when they were frolicking with teens. You know what I mean? Like I'm really happy to hear that about them.
Right?
Yeah. Thanks for saying that.
Yeah, thanks for really bringing it to the next level. Yeah. Like I always count on you for that. But this is a prime example, and you were talking a little bit about, you know, and I don't know, did I put the zoom out? Sure, but I like the consolidation up here. Okay, I thought it was really nice. I nibbled some more on the 12s, and guess what? I thought it was consolidating there. Yeah, it broke sport. I know where, and I know where. I saw the look on your face. That's all.
You're the worst.
I am the worst. I am. But after this run, so they're going back a year or so. There were 2 other runs, and then you had. I marked it. The 2 cent mark, actually 2.5 is where I had it. This is a low 2.3. Look at that, to 20 cents and on high volume, and then we had the consolidation here. And it broke support. I really want to see this gap fill, but it's like, and I've had an order in there for a while, and I just removed the order. I don't know if they're going to let it fill. You know, something tells me they're going to let it fill. I want to see it fill because it brings it closure. But yeah, I'm looking to add more anything sub-dime, and I think this is going to be one of the biggest plays the OTC has seen in a very long time. The stock used to be dollars with the same share structure, but there was nothing in this, guys. But there is now something in it, and this is a huge. They have a lot going on, and you know, Jamie Shorthill's on the board of advisor. I know Jamie, smart guy, knows the industry inside and out. He is a huge brain, seriously. But releases projected second quarter consolidation financials, including assets value of $500 million, $490 million. All right, and they're going to have to put that on the books. There's no crazy convertibles. They're not adding to the DTC, and HWAL plans to issue a stock dividend of 1 million trust share preferred B series share for each Hollywell common share held on the record date of October 30th of this year. All right, so there's still a lot of time to buy this one. The dividends are scheduled to be distributed on or about November 15th. So they're gonna give a share now. Can they push a date? They can push a date, but this is all going to happen this year. Recent release consolidated financials for the company suggests the asset book value of Hollywell common stock to be $3.24 per share. That does not include industry multiples. That does not include any potential revenue they may or may not have. And for me, this is the easiest buy seeing this thing at a dime and under a dime. So for me, I'm going to pivot some of my other profits into Hollywood. I'm going to try and get as much. I have 130,000 shares right now, but I look at it like this. If this does anything, a fraction of what it did in 2020, 2021, if it even gets to half that value of $3.24 per share, which I think that value, that asset book value is going to be way higher than that because they already talked before about adding revenues. So we'll just wait till that happens. Then guess what? That's a win. That's a win in my personal opinion. So I think this is one of those plays that, you know what, you could swing it and you could acquire long-term position here. I said that like a Chinaman. Acquire a long-term position. But no, you can't get a long-term position while swinging the stock. So, but yeah, I think that's all I really got for Hollywood. And oh, you know what? Did you discuss AAGC? Did I miss it? We didn't yet, but I will say, and I'm just going to go to my X account because they actually did post a tweet today, and I think this is important. And I've covered them quite a bit, actually. Let's see how my algos rhythm here. Hollywood Stark. Here it is. There's some funny stuff. So they did put out a tweet today. Got the year-end disclosure back from the lawyer yesterday. There were a few formatting and grammar issues. I like when they pay attention to that stuff.
No, I think it's above there. They said that it's ready.
Wait, I'm sorry, geez, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me zoom in a little bit here so you guys can read. How about that? There it is. Oh yeah, duh. Man. How do I operate this thing? Man, we are expecting it to get the year-end disclosure back from the lawyer today. It should be ready to publish first thing tomorrow. We look forward for everyone to review it. We're looking forward for everyone to review it. You know the thing. This looks good. I mean, these guys have been consistent across the board. They know what they're doing. They've been consistent. And you know what? They actually had a really good post thread, about, what happened with that whole getting their hair products. And guess what? Into that company. And it just didn't work out. And I'm glad that they posted everything and basically said, this happened, didn't work out, going to revisit again, blah, blah, blah. And listen, they straightforward. We had a meeting with our retail partner Monday. The purpose of the meeting was to find out the location. Like, they're very clear about what is happening operationally, And the deal didn't go through. The bottom line, we would have had to accumulate debt. It is a deal breaker for us. We will not have the company go into debt for something that is not our core business. I love that. Both parties agreed to keep communication open on positive terms. We will be revisiting it later. So that, to me, that's a positive thing. When you see a company like that being clear on what they're successful at, setbacks, instead of like it not going through and just leaving your shareholders waiting. Whatever happened with that? Whatever happened with the product they were supposed to? And then you hear nothing. And the deal didn't go through. That's worse. I'd rather give it to me straight. Deal didn't go through. Good. Let's freaking move on to the next thing. AAGC is focused on expanding an operating business. Yeah. And actually, they have the acquisition in the pipeline, that the food acquisition that they're going to be doing the same thing with. So do I think, haircuts isn't the sexiest play in the OTC, but is sand? No, but it's about the story. It's about the play, and it's about consistency, more importantly. And let's see right here. Recent filings have highlighted share buybacks rather than toxic convertible financing. I think he was meaning that in regards. I don't know which one you were talking about there. I think AAGC. But yeah, they're doing buybacks too. Another company doing buybacks. So I don't know. Those are the ones that I've been looking at, and I like where we're at. I really got a good vibe for the end of summer months and fall as to where things are going. And I do see a lot of excitement. I see a lot of names coming out of the woodwork. Really, there were a couple posts, that people reposted BFC stuff that I was really happy to hear it. See some people reposting the Buffalo stuff, and I appreciate that. And 100% acquisition news coming soon. AEGC, yeah, they're going to get that one done. Hopefully, I think it's 100% acquisition. This isn't one of those like, oh, we're going to own 51% of the, And you used to see a lot of that crap where it's like, let's just bring in a little bit of it. I think IGBK did that, something like that with the T-shirt. Gene Kaiser, remember that guy? The T-shirt guy.
Was that the skunk head man?
No, he had sold the T-shirts, but it was also a marijuana company.
Right.
100% yes. OTC is gearing up for a big run. It is, and so like when I'm talking about BDGR, you know what? But it's funny. I called you earlier, and I go, we got bid support on one. We're here. We got bid support on one. It's about as you know. That's how
I knew exactly what you were talking about too. I knew right away. I said hello. Good bid support. I knew exactly what you were talking about.
I didn't even say on one. I just said we got bid support. So let's just say okay. And this is just me being me, and this is my high risk mentality, which I've done decent on. I would say I could use IGPK as an example. Randomly.
That was a great run.
I mean, for a year I was like, oh, 777, I love it. And it was like, yeah, blah 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 blah. And next thing you know, boom, they decided to do that reverse merger with Dejun Wang or whatever, and who was a great guest. And just look what happened. That thing went bananas, and I thought that was great. Do I think when I look at BDGR, I'm looking at, does it have all the ingredients? The ingredient it does not have right now is share structure. But that aside, the fact that it's a bloated fat piggy, all right. Do they have communication? Yes. Do they have the new Twitter account? Yes. Are they talking about share buybacks and retiring the treasury? Yes. Do they have acquisition on the horizon? Yes, they do. Is it near term, within 45 days? Is it worth anything? Well, apparently, according to the Lundquist, I hope I'm giving some of you FOMO right now, by the way. It's $1.5 billion in frac sand materials. So to me, that is a high risk, high reward play. We're like, all right, it has its downsides, but if they do what they say they're going to do, if they're really buying back shares on the open market to retire, can this thing run to a penny or two? Yes, I absolutely believe that. In my mind, I believe that because they're also talking about going to a higher tier market like the QB and uplisting from there on forward. So okay. Can they go to 2 cents? Yes. Is there a chance they could split at 2 cents? Yeah, they could do a reverse split. They could tidy things up. They could get really freaky and do a forward split. That would get really.
I don't know. I mean, that might break.
That would be crazy.
Like the forward split that many shares that actually might tear the space-time continuum. You know what I mean? Like it actually might. It would probably it might cause like a fission reaction or an explosion or something like that. May be too much.
Well, I think so for me, and listen, I know what's the term? Oh, he got buffaloed. I go if I make a bad call, like I said, if you make a bad call or a call doesn't work out, then everybody, they hate your guts and it's your fault and you put a gun to their head to invest.
You got to get out there. You got to get in the game. That's the thing. People don't want to be in the game.
No.
You're not.
They don't want to make the calls. They don't want to make the calls. I ask people, I go, what play have you brought to a lot of these people don't bring anything. All they do is leech off of communities that bring due diligence regularly. The people like you, the people like Robot, you got technical out there, always hammering plays. You got OTC set, and they'll always point out what's wrong. Oh, you didn't do this. Oh, this went down. Oh, they diluted shares. Well, what have you brought to the table? That's that. And I want all of you that are watching this right now as traders and investors, if you have an account, what are you bringing to the table? And I'm not saying you're bad or good or anything, but feel free to use this community to share due diligence. If you have some due diligence that you think is worth putting out there, put it out there. You might as well
hit me with some ideas. Yeah. I'd love to hear them. Because I can't see everything. You got some ideas. You can. How about this? Hit me with some ideas, and you can still break my balls. You know what I mean? Why don't you say that I'm trash while throwing out a few ideas? I'm open to that because I wouldn't mind a few ideas. Hit me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just say you suck. You're the worst. Hey, did you check this out? And I'd be like, hey, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. You know what it's like when you cover Hollywall and he has multiple runs, perfect play, and blah, blah, blah. And there's always an eyeless person in there. What about eyeless? What about eyeless?
How does it look? I mean, what do you want me to
wait, how about it? It looks like shit. You know what I mean?
What do you want me to say?
Missed the anniversary special or something? You know what I mean? Like Dragana, we gotta get. I wonder what Dragana thinks about. I wonder if she has any other picks. She has to have some other pick, I would think. Dragana. I mean, she has something.
Well, she's picking potatoes or something. I'm
probably
sure.
Now they just killed the dog. They killed the
Yeah,
family
she's
dog.
picking potatoes, leeks.
Leaks.
Do you pick leeks? Like, how do leeks come about? Like, do you pick them? Like, are they just in the ground and you pluck them out, or are they like in like a shell of some sort that you like? What is the deal with leek? Hey, what is the deal with leeks?
What's the deal with the leak? That's in the Seinfeld episode, wasn't it? The leak episode?
Yeah. What is the deal with leeks?
The leaks.
Anyways, so she should think about that.
Yeah, she should.
But well, she should explain herself. How do leaks work?
How do
Dragana.
Dragana. Jeez.
You just want to hop on and complain about Eyeless. Why don't you explain how leaks work?
Yeah. Well, and well, and that's it. So like I think sharing due diligence and doing what we do, and many of you guys do. That's why like I wanted to give a shout out to Technical and OTC Set Guy and to Robot and Shido and all the guys that are grinding all the time to like bring play. They're out there doing it. And you know what? You got the small cap voice always put out, they do the IR and they put out interview. They just had the great interview with AMFN. There are tons of due diligence resources. So, I love the community element of this. You know what I mean? And I think that, and to piggyback on what Technical is saying, I've met some good friends and good people along the way. And for me, that matters. I've gotten to know you and a couple others, and it's been great. But yeah, guys, always share your due diligence, even if you think it's nothing. You never know, And hey, if you're watching this and you did get that AMFN, celebrate your win. Seriously,
you do some flexing out there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had a win, do some flexing on Twitter so people would be like, damn, I should get back into that OTC. You know what I mean? Because I'll see guys flex a meme coin. They made like nothing. Yeah. And they'll flex hard. You know what I mean? But the other thing I'll say is like a lot of these guys who are still out there putting stuff out, don't think that this has been like a super lucrative time for any of us. These have been some lean ass years. Okay.
Yep.
Like lean ass years. Like this has not been fun. Nope. And I don't think for anyone that's out there putting out the diligence, it's been a blast over the last couple of years at all. You know what I mean? So, before you go like, like, listen, this has not been a good, I have not had fun. I'll tell you.
You know how hard it is to cover, to piggyback on what you just said. It is. There it is. Beam, you win comment of the day. but think about it. Oh, wait, we went up 100%. The leaks. But, and that's the whole thing. Has it been the most exciting thing covering these stocks all the time that you're in or you find, knowing that the volume isn't there, knowing that everybody's been beaten up, knowing that we lost a lot of potentially good traders because they lost a shit ton of money over the early 20s? No. And so it hasn't been fun, but you know what? I'm not quitting. And I love the community and I'm not quitting. And I know you're the same way where you're going to just double down and say, no, this is freaking it. Look at the sacrifices you made.
Well, I had some very dark days over, last couple of years, and I'm still here because I love the game, and game hasn't loved us as much, but lately it's been, it at least gave me a promise, a friendship ring.
Yeah.
Promise ring.
Is it the promise ring?
One wilted flower, which is a start.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of seeds planted. There's a lot of setups that are right there, ready for the picking. Pick your leaks appropriately.
Yeah.
Do your due diligence and.
Well, how do you pick leaks? That's the question.
How do you pick leaks? Well, listen, this has been fun. I'm glad. And thanks for holding the fort down while it was, failing at my own show here.
See if they let you do another one after that.
I don't know. They're gonna be like, that guy's unhinged.
Full Kramer.
Absolutely. Yeah. And by the way, you know why I'm also really excited about the whole the frac sand deal is I get to bust out this puppy again. The mining beard. Look at that guy, man.
What did I call him before?
I forgot, dude. Man, he looks like he just,
Mining Muhammad.
Mining Muhammad, yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's ridiculous. I gotta get you a mining beard. I gotta to jump on the what is that damn program that I use to do some of these pictures?
I
Artlist.
can't grow one. My mustaches and beards come in like a 14-year-old or something. Like they're rat stashes. They're rat stashes. They're terrible.
You know what we should do? We should do the episode, sort of like we were talking about Seinfeld, like where everybody grows the mustache, which I did that once for like 2 years ago. I came out with the mustache. So everybody's like, holy crap. Cannot believe he pulled that off. I'll do it. I'll do it. The mustache episode. Remember, I think it was George walked in with the mustache and he walks in and he's like, oh, we're not doing this anymore. And he's like, no, we're not doing it. Oh, you had to bend there, Seinfeld, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Episode for everything.
Man, oh man.
Oh my god.
Well, good times. Yeah. Hopefully we covered some off. Looked like a good viewership today too, which is great.
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep it coming. Let's just keep it going. You know what I mean? We'll just keep it going every week and just get out there.
If any of you want to join and actually be on the show and pitch some stocks or whatever, just shoot us a DM. And you can email me at buffalofiresidechats@gmail.com and, just DM us. So if you want to come on and, just share a play that you have or share some of your wins. If you want to gloat, if you want to flex, if you want to show us how you picked your leaks, join. So you're always welcome to do that. So, PTKN. Oh, just not that one. Not Pete. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
keep
no ideas.
No ideas.
We're just pretending to be nice guys.
Yeah, that's right.
No, like that was the old Grillet. And that thing made a sick move. And it could again. Absolutely could again.
Big things coming. Dude, we need to get the OTC dictionary, where it's like big things coming soon. Like all the phrases. Yeah. I'm gonna put something. Just wait till you see what I'm gonna put together. I'm gonna do it.
No, that could really rip again because that first move was crazy. Yeah. Trips to what 45 almost, dub 45. So yeah, I would definitely keep an eye on it.
Hell yeah! Well, Kiko, thank you so much, and to all you guys that participated, thank you. I look forward to. By the way, I'm having a Spaces. I think it's going to be next Tuesday with Hollywall. So it's just going to be an X Spaces. So feel free to hop on. And I might put a after Spaces. So that way, if you guys want to talk other OTC stocks, we can do that too. So, and that's it. So thank you very much for coming on. And that's it. You good?
See ya.
Peace out, guys.